My god, it's more Spider-Man! And this is so interesting, honestly, right? Because this is Spider-Man with his back, perhaps. Like, it's supposed to be kind of on his back after saving Mary Jane. This honestly is really interesting. I'm happy having it, though. But this in here is giant massive. It's really massive compared to the other scene, actually, right? It really is. I mean, I'm like overexcited, but it really is, because like I said, right? It's like, this is actually the Mary Jane he's supposed to find, right? Spider-Man ends, right? Spider-Man task is that he's going on the web to find the real Mary Jane, right? So he goes out into this other universe because the actual Mary Jane was Mary Jane was a clone, right? You know, clone Sega, whatever. So the real Mary Jane has fallen into the portal, you know, and she's in some other dimension, right? So it finds, but we never actually see him finding her, right? So this is a really interesting way to show that Mary Jane is actually finally back home with Peter. Assuming this is after, again, then the Clone Saga. Right? X-Men 97, guys. Final episode here is amazing show. We're going to react to so on. But, I mean, generally, this has been our best show this year. And obviously, talking about that, of course, 2 weeks ago, right? With the whole Spider-Man thing. You know, I love Spider-Man. That's my favorite like, growing up. Spider-Man Task. Of course, X-Men Task then. And it's like, this show is so great because you used to have the guts to be like, we should like continue on the old show, right? You know, 97. We're gonna do a new X-Men show. We're gonna actually just make the classic, the most famous X-Men show, and keep going with that. For that matter, I mean, I kind of liked X-Men Evolution. Was it right? X-Men Wolverine, X-Men, so on. They're not bad per se. But in my point, this show's been so good. The writing, animation, everything, but also just the general feeling of we're going back to like the classic, the best show, right? And of course, I keep saying it, but obviously we all hope for, you know, Spider-Man task, right? And behind me here, then I have a bunch of different classic Marvel comic stuff, right? So we have, you see here, Captain America, Hawkeye. I mean, there's a lot of old shows that I would love to see, you know, coming back, of course. And I actually have another painting over there that are pure Captain America. It's actually one of my favorite here. It's called his Cap, right? And as a side, as I say here again, I'll be that guy, but I loved Cap before the movies, you know. I love Cap, yeah, because Spider-Man always had fans, but I would say that Captain America had like no fans almost until the Avengers movies. But Captain America for me was always like America, yeah. I mean, I love him, you know. I love his motto, and I think that I don't know. There's another video, but anyway, I was like, let's watch the episode. But yeah, I'm hoping for all this stuff. And for example, of course, Spider-Man, the episode of Captain America is there. Oh, it's so good, man. Red Skull, Captain America, Chameleon, all that stuff. All the Captain America rings, man. Yeah, he's like his old pals that had like the one power each, gonna use for 1 day or something. Oh man, he's so good. Okay, so anyway, let's watch X-Men. And okay, side note. This thing here, right? Wolverine will lose his bones, so to speak, but he gets new, of course. His old bones will grow back, his actual bones. And that's actually the reason why some video games, so that most of them 2, you can actually play 2 different Wolverines. So you have Bone Wolverine, right? And then you have like Metal, Adamantium Wolverine. They're different like range of the class and so on, yeah. So that's actually the reason why there's some games and so on that have 2 different versions of Wolverine back in like the early, like late 90s or 2000. But anyway, let's go into the episode. The one time. Do 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 do. No 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 no. Well, yeah, for that matter, last here, before we watch the episode, that's the one thing I like here too, is that they actually changed this part of the opening. Yeah, the one thing I really liked, I said before, is that they changed part here, right? So, you see Emma Frost is right in there, right? And the Deathstrike and so on. Because in the original opening, there was like some random goons running with Magneto. They never were actually characters, right? So I like how they changed the opening part here to actually include some more of the bad guys. That being said, it's not like Xavier hasn't been in this season yet, for example, right? Avalanche, not either. But again, Emma Frost is there though. She's still evil and so on. But it's a nice little change to it because, yeah, they never made an assassin in the original opening. They just had like, some random guys right next to it. So in the beginning, right, they had this classic Magneto and Xavier talking about their, how's it, viewpoint of humanity, right? It's pretty interesting. But of course, it's some kind of, some shadow thing. But it was an interesting part of, like, Magneto remember. Here to me, right, it screams Onslaught. Magneto said that if you do this thing, if you force me and take over my powers completely, right, and become me, right, it might shatter our minds. So Onslaught is his classic character. It's a combination of Xavier then and Magneto. So this is, for me, this is always build up to Onslaught. Very, very clearly. Cap! Iron Man! Yeah, where's my Spider-Man? Daredevil! Like, everyone gets a scene time. Everyone gets a scene time. Okay, Civil Samurai gets another cameo, of course. You've got Cap, Iron Man, classic characters. Daredevil instead of Spider-Man. Not as cool, Matt Murdock, but still, you know, Daredevil. Classic character. This, yeah, he's always like cameo. And then the Strange Man! It was a Strange Man! Was that Wang behind him then? Probably. But yeah, this series so far has been really great at making these cameos, right? Of course, then last time we saw the Yellow Beam thing, of course, we had Spider-Man, right? Which is the most popular show yet, Spider-Man has it. But of course, we have Daredevil instead, we have Cap. We haven't seen Fantastic Four yet, though. I feel the only guy's missing. Of course, there are all the Avengers too, right, in the actual Cap team. But Iron Man has his own show, of course. So did Fantastic Four and Spider-Man, right? So Fantastic Four is the only one I haven't seen yet, really, I feel. They might have played an episode now, because they'll be really badass too. And again, they also might have their own show coming back as well, right? Now, that is interesting, because he was never really that popular back in those days. And honestly, I think most people, back when I was a kid, they knew Daredevil purely from his appearance in Spider-Man. Yeah, that was like how you knew Daredevil, right? He was in Spider-Man. That's like how you knew in 2 episodes. In the whole, with the framing, Peter. Good point, yeah. I gotta kill all humans. Well, I guess Cap and... I like it though, because see... Wakanda? The Black Panther, of course. Yeah. Daredevil, of course. I mean, yeah, obviously, you had Daredevil again, right? Oh, Cloak and Dagger! Everyone gets a screen time. But, okay. Oh, Omega Red! Classic! Let's go back a bit there. Misplaced the CD, right? I think the interesting here is that Cloak and Dagger appears because, again, not very big cast, I would say. They had some screen time back in like the Spider-Man Anxiety War thing and so on, right? The Spider-Man Carnage thing. A little bit there. But Cloak and Dagger are part of this like Hell's Kitchen, this like, you know, bad neighborhood in New York kind of thing, right? That of course Daredevil takes a lot of place in. So there's a lot of overlap between Daredevil, like Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Cloak and Dagger, right? This character kind of move around there. And of course Spider-Man, but even without Spider-Man, Daredevil and Cloak and Dagger teamed up and so on several times. So Daredevil flying into that window, and then Cloak and Dagger appearing, actually makes a lot of sense, right? Kind of like the whole Hell's Kitchen combo. So maybe we can see Luke Cage and Iron Fist as well, maybe, so then Wolverine enemy. And of course, it's Dynamo and so on. So this is the Russians, you know, Russian superheroes. And basically Omega Red, has been in the movies about, right? Omega Red's power is basically that he's like anti-healing, I guess. He has this like, it's called like chromium or something like that. Like he has metal things in his body too that he can send out so on. And it removes healing factors on other people like Wolverine. It's called like something weird pronounced like carrier broom. And it removes your healing. So it's a classic Wolverine enemy. Then of course we get some other X-Men character like Psylocke and so on. Yeah, and Puck and so on it. Here we go, they're finally gonna fight each other. Of course he wants to do Apocalypse thing and so on. Yeah, and he got time traveling, so... What's coming? Is it Jean Grey? Is it the Phoenix? Yeah. Yeah, feels like Mama is coming. It's Phoenix power. Yeah, you pissed off my mom! There we go. It's Marvel Girl. Yeah, here we go. The Phoenix! Here we go. I get a goosebump though, yeah. But I know Jean Grey is gonna be OP though, but she also turns evil every time she the Phoenix though. Yeah, I mean, she always turns pure evil though, so it's like a little bit... This is lasts for like a minute, that's pretty bad, man. But yeah, she goes full on Phoenix form. He does kind of control them though. Yeah, he didn't really transform in a good way. He just kind of made them into machines without them wanting to be it. Yeah, weakness of his metal cyber there. Cloak and Dagger again. Daredevil, yeah, exactly. Or that's Cap right there. No. But yeah, big mistake there by the bad guys. I forgot about the Phoenix, man. That she got this absurdly... that Jean Grey is, you know, the strongest psychic on the universe thing. Oh man, so now finally the Source Sinister. He goes to a lot of clones though. Yeah. This guy, she will obviously burn him now, and he's gonna have like a billion clones somewhere else. But maybe she can burn all the clones by destroying his mental psyche. That it hits the other clones on that. Yeah, like Shane clone attacking. Yeah, I think she can burn all the clones at the same time probably. That's how you fit him. Like find his psychic mental wave everywhere, right? Yeah, she can like find all of his clones everywhere and so at the same time probably. If she wanted to, I don't know, just a little bit. Oh man, ugly now. He's really like I have to put my son right. Power of motherhood. That being said though, again, she's like probably evil eventually because she's in the finish though. Yeah, every time she uses the finish, she becomes evil after like a day, right? So it's a little bit like questionable strategies, but yeah, I think he wants the arm, right, to use technology from Cape basically, like his techno-organic vibes from the future from Apocalypse. Oh yes, he turned into the angel now, yeah, like the death thing. Exactly, turned into a death angel. So this clearly goes to, as I mentioned earlier, the Onslaught storyline, right? Now they're both like mentally knocked out. They're both out, yeah. So their minds are gonna fuse together, basically, right? And then everyone's gonna fight Onslaught later on. But that's probably next season then. Yeah, there are members left now. So this is certainly going into the Onslaught storyline, and Onslaught storyline, I won't spoil here, but it was this big story that, for example, if you played Marvel's Capcom, the first Marvel's Capcom, Onslaught was the last boss in the game. Right? So you play through the fighting characters and you eventually get to Onslaught. In the second game was the Abyss instead, so on, right? So it's like a classic like final boss fight Onslaught in some of the games and so on. Romy is like, Romeo, you got plot armor. You got romantic plot armor. Probably. It's like, I believe. Here we go, yeah, Rogue Horse. Still was a ranch for Gambit, the best character, you know. You know, Gambit, where's my Gambit? Oh, this is nice, so yeah, Rogue gets some revenge here. It's honestly really sad how they nerfed Rogue so much after this thing. So yeah, because now she's Carol Danvers. She's like has so much power of her and so on. Very Kree of her, right? And later on she becomes like a kind of a nonsense character. She's sort of screen time for like 20 years or whatever the comic was after this. Yeah, it's like. This is probably the best fight so far though in the episode. Yeah, because before it was like laser beam, I'm the Phoenix, but now this is more like an actual like punching you, teleporting, whatever, selting, an actual like fist fighting. Of course, someone else gonna come in here, right there, son. Because you believe in her. Where's Jubilee? Throw some fire. Yeah, so Sun's about the course. But where's Jubilee? Let's throw some fire with him. Jubilee is like, yeah, oh yeah, Rainbow dust at you. Woo! That Wakanda's, is that Black Panther's dad? I guess. Oh, it's Cap without, yeah, kick say. It's Cap without his hat, man. Yeah, his Omega level powers. Magneto protocol. Yeah, it's like the Magneto protocol. Yeah, oh no. No, Cap is all sad. Yeah, it's like Magneto protocol. Yeah, they're like, oh, this guy there has his own title. If he goes cray. Yeah, so no one is meant to break down inside of Charles, right? So now they're gonna have like a mental battle together. Yeah, exactly. They're both gonna be pulled into this like mental thing. Yeah, now he remembers the Germans coming here. Yeah. Oh, it was like gravity? That's interesting. It's like, yeah, it's like some like a gravity pool. Gravity well, I guess it's called. Yeah, gravity well. They never learn, yeah. Really is. Jubilee! She's like fireworks! Yeah, it does some damage, I guess. So it's like undefined damage, yeah. It's like the rainbow fireballs, yes. It's rainbow Hadoukens, they do something. Oh no! Oh no, I'm getting PTSD, man! Don't Bastion versus Nightcrawler! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Someone gets a reference, yes. Someone gets a reference. You read the hope at all. You get the reference. Oh no. Man, Bastion is very, very durable. He's like indestructible, adamantium or something. Yeah, he's... Man, this guy has infinite life, basically. What's that? Jubilee? I don't know. She threw a Jubilee attack at him. Yeah, Jubilee's like, I'm serious now, man! I love this. It's like, shit, finally Jubilee. Jubilee's like, oh, it's my time! Come on. Yeah, that is awesome. How often does Jubilee get to do a cool action scene? Come on. As often as Jubilee get to do a cool action scene. Come on, man. This actually is one of the best parts so far. Jean Grey was good too. Like, I miss mommy, but come on, man. This is good, man. Jubilee actually did something cool. Let's be honest, that was badass. Jubilee did a cool spin attack. But Bastion is very, very indestructible. He's that too, yeah, he goes all the weird powers, man. What happened? He's like, what? I guess it's like a way for him to get in. Okay, oh good, it's Beast. The still probably didn't hurt him though. I mean, honestly, but it's fine though. Yeah, so he's again. He's just like, yeah, I mean, seriously, Beast. Just landing on him with a set that I want to destroy him. Come on, this guy is like, can survive Cyclops full on optic blast, man. Obviously, this guy is like, oh, whatever, I'm just gonna get up again. Gonna hug him. We're gonna befriend him. What's happening? They're gonna talk to him. No! Yeah, he's doing a narrative on him. No! He talks jutsu, man. Hopefully it won't work, man. Seriously. Throwing in a talk jutsu scene here. It's like, we can talk him down a bit, yeah. I will just convince him that he's supposed to be a good guy. Cyclops is like, actually, you're supposed to be a good guy. Let's be friends, sister. Let's be bros. Come on, man. Don't allow this to be a talk jutsu scene. No, it's ridiculous. I'm on your side, Bastion. Yeah, I believe in you, Bastion. Don't surrender. That's good, Bastion. Don't surrender. Listen to them. Don't fall for the talk stuff. No, keep fighting. Oh yeah, the Magneto podcast. Yeah, of course, that's what it is. I mentioned earlier, Magneto podcast. That's true. That is what Captain America was against. Yeah, well, yeah, that's gonna make the thing explode. But it's kind of sad now. He's trying to save him, like, great into our bubble, bro. It's like, no! It's like, yeah. Oh my god, what is this scene? They keep talking to him. Yeah, like, come on, bro. Join the circle. Yeah, and the humans are like, that's a great strategy. Oh, there is! Fantasy 4! He turned into him. Now, this record is a little shitting here. I mean, obviously, this is not actually Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards. Of course, it is Morph turning into him. But as I said earlier that I very much expect Reed and just generally his 4 to appear right in the episode because they had kind of other shows, Iron Man and so on. So I expect them to be like, showing really Reed at least somehow. So half right, yeah. But come on, they were like hinting to all the old shows, right? All the 90 shows. I was like, it should be Mr. Fantastic somewhere in it, right? But there he is. In a way, though, it's more of doing him, but still, he's in his cameo, I guess. Half cameo. Man, it's like I said earlier, the romantic plot armor, yeah. Rogue was like, you got Roman's plot armor, though, it's fine. Can she breathe outside here, though? Honestly, she probably would die from the vacuum in space rather than just dying from the fall. That's so rude. What was that? Storm was like, Beast, can we fix it? Beast is like, theoretically we can. Yeah, Beast is like, sort of thinking about something. And Cyclops is like, whatever, let's just go into the ship instead. Yeah, it's like, he's ignored him. Beast is like, wow, a solution for this thing. Like, no, Beast, let's just go in. Okay, here's the solution now, but... Okay, here's... If you are worth the perfume instead, okay. Let's do it like Beast says, yeah. That was just sad how they ignored him first. He was like doing the magic. So they're playing the opening. No, but like slower, yeah. It's nice, man. They're playing the opening. My god, even more Spider-Man! My god, it's more Spider-Man! And this is so interesting, honestly, right? Because this is Spider-Man with his back, perhaps. It's supposed to be kind of on his back after saving Mary Jane. This honestly is really interesting. I'm happy hearing it though, but it's good. It's interesting, man. It's interesting because how Spider-Man ends, right? Spider-Man task is that he's going on the web to find the real Mary Jane, right? So he goes out into this other universe because the actual Mary Jane was Mary Jane was a clone, right? You know, clone Sega, whatever. So the real Mary Jane has fallen into the portal, you know, and she's in some other dimension, right? So it finds, but we never actually see him finding her, right? So this is a really interesting way to show that Mary Jane is actually finally back home with Peter, assuming this is after again then the clone Sega, right? Well, otherwise this is the fake Mary Jane, ergo she's like a clone, right, made for Hydro Man. So maybe that. And of course it looks like Flash Thompson on the right with something, yeah, Eugene Flash, of course, aside to them. But it is really interesting. I'm gonna take it its point here, so I mean this is like supposed to be after Peter has the Spider-Verse Sega and that one, and the Secret War, and then it goes into Saving Her, because they made this Secret War 1 remake, right, which in Spider-Man universe. Actually, of course, Secret War was more an Avengers storyline, and also in the comic book, Secret War is for Spider-Man 5, it's a symbiote for that matter. But I digress. I mean, this to me here looks like it's supposed to be Mary Jane after she is saved by Man of Web and Peter Parker, right, in the end then of Spider-Man season 5. So that's really interesting. Assuming this is canon, right? But again, it's a little bit. I think it's supposed to take place after he saves her. So that this actually is a much. This in here is giant, massive. It's really massive compared to the other scene actually, right? It really is. I mean, I'm like overexcited, but it really is because, like I said, right? It's like this is actually the Mary Jane he's supposed to find, right? Yeah, this scene takes place then after the. Morph is like, yeah. Oh, I love it. He's like, I got you, best friend. I've just formed your love interest and motivate you. That's good, Morph. Your name is Professor Charles Xavier. So nothing on the Onslaught, because now they're like remembering who they are. I don't know, it's like super into each other, so they're gonna merge, right? So they're gonna fusion. This is fusion dance. Yeah. He's gonna remember who he is and stop the asteroid, I guess. Yes. It's the Explorer, though. I still think it goes into Onslaught, though. Yeah, I still think it'll be Onslaught. Because it can have like a weird mental explosion, though. It still probably makes them fuse, though, for next season. Yeah, now they're gone, right? It's kind of similar to Onslaught fight too, because in the Onslaught fight in the comic book, half the heroes are gone basically. But it also includes Avengers and so on in Fantasy 4, not only and Thor and so on. Yeah, not only like X-Men. Oh, it's Bishop, obviously. It's always the Bishop, man. There we go. But when? I knew it. I knew it's obvious. It's obvious. It's like he's gonna say when, right there. It's more a question about when. I knew he was gonna say it. God and Bishop and time jokes, man. I knew it. It's obvious. Jesus Christ, man. Okay, so she's back at Apocalypse. Yeah, she's back before it turned into Apocalypse. Egypt. It's obviously will be a Apocalypse backstory with Rogue here. En Sabah Nur thing. Oh, he's in like the destroyed future here. Yeah, but they are like in Cable's future basically, probably. So it might be even she starts that religion with Cable and so on. Yeah, this is probably when Marvel Girl started religion, perhaps. So this is probably Apocalypse. Yeah, he's young, probably. Yeah. No, Shaw's like, oh shit, it's that guy. These are obviously the people that are fighting for the future. These are Cable's mom and so on. This is like Cable's adopted family. I'm very certain this is gonna be. Yeah, Scania. Yeah. Exactly. So it's gonna be Cable's family. This is obviously Cable's. And then like, yeah, young Nathan. This is like Apocalypse, 100% man. He's like, yeah. That was so obvious, not Apocalypse. It was so obvious. I know my X-Man. It's almost like Apocalypse, 100%, man. Yeah, 100%. It was like Apocalypse, man. There's like no question in my mind there's gonna be a Apocalypse standing there, but hey, guys. Yeah, of course. So yeah, let's review that. But of course, as an X-Men fan, having read all the comics, basically, I think I haven't read every single like whatever side story, but I read all the main, Uncanny X-Force and so on. Exiles, whatever, right? Obviously, immediately when I saw Egypt, I was like, it's gonna be Apocalypse. But it's gonna be 4 to that, it's gonna be En Sabah Nur, that's pronounced. And then, of course, in the future, it's the Ascani tribe. These are people basically in the far future that are fighting Apocalypse, right? So they're the one that raised Cable, they are worshipping kind of the Phoenix, the Marvel Girl kind of thing going on there. And they were founded by, one of the genes, like the Marvel Girl from one of the universes. And it is explained in one of the comic books at least, very correctly. It's explained in comic books that the Ascani thing, and that is interesting, the Jean Marvel Girl thing, because it don't exist actually that many like particular clones or whatever of this kind of thing. So it's only like one future that has the Ascani, because it's only because it only has like 5 different versions, whatever. It sounds so silly, but basically in the comic they explained that most characters, let's say Wolverine, right? It's like 500 different Wolverines, more than that, Like every universe has one Wolverine, right? But they only have like at most 5 Ascanis, something like that. So or people that could become the Ascani founder. So because Jean Grey and Phoenix has fewer versions or whatever. So it's only like one Ascani future, something like that. It's all really silly backstory to that, yeah. But they did actually explain it in one of those multi-travel time, comic books. Which is like, no, it's only one Ascani tribe because of this reason. Yeah, only one timer has it. It's just big. But yeah, really great season. Of course, Apocalypse is gonna be the main bad guy on next season, right? I don't know, spoil here too much, but obviously they're gonna rewrite it to some extent, right? But clearly, in the future storyline, when Jean and Scott are, when they meet their son, of course, before he's younger than, that this is the destroyed future, right? Of Apocalypse. He's the main bad guy, I mean, obviously, and on the same time, they're gonna meet the younger here, and somehow, I guess, probably help him, right? In a way, then start their own worst enemy kind of thing going on, right? But yeah, Apocalypse, of course, been in the old X-Men as well, right? But, he's like a recurring bad guy. Honestly, I find Apocalypse I find him somewhat, actually, kind of boring in a way, eventually, in the comic books. Because, well, boring, but it's kind of frustrating because he has died so many times in the comic books, and he just comes back every time. Yeah, because he's just like, what if it's like one blood drop left of me, I can revive myself, basically, right? Or it's like, he has a lot of these cult people from the past that he's created in the past, that basically revive him or something, like some kind of vampire lord. Yeah, he's like Dracula. He got some guys, I was like, doing some temples over to revive him. But seriously, he's been revived so many times, and they have Kid Apocalypse with Phantom X, Phantom 13, that's a good kid and so on, right? That's interesting with Phantom X, because he basically, I would argue that his plan was to, like, what if I take Apocalypse, and he's gonna get revived as always, right, with the death scene and so on, but I take him and then I make him good instead. Yeah, his plan was like, yeah, he's gonna be revived as always, but instead of stopping there, he's being revived, I'm just gonna raise him as my kid and then make him a good person. That's like take on it. Yeah, we can never kill this guy, so I'm just gonna make him a nice person instead. There's also a version of how to fix that issue. This guy is immortal, so I try to make him a nice person instead. But anyway, obviously, again, Apocalypse gonna be the main thing. They actually did do like a bait there with Onslaught, yeah, because I was sure we're gonna go into the Onslaught being the bad guy, right? In this season, it might still happen, of course, but in the end, though, Magneto and Charles were still separate, right? They did like fuse into like one super mind being. I mean, Onslaught basically is super omega mutant that has both of their powers at the same time, and obviously makes him stronger than, right? Because he can use his like telekinetic power with the magic power to make him even more powerful and so on. So he's like super duper powerful. But yeah, they didn't actually fuse. They were very very close to doing it, and then they skipped away from it. That surprised me a bit. But like I said, I can still see it happening this season, this couple of seasons here. But they kind of had the same thing though. So like I said earlier in the reaction part, the thing is that the Onslaught comic book ended with them basically half the heroes fighting him being transported into all the universes or all the timelines. And so they kind of have a similar storyline here, right? Where, yeah, this last thing then again obviously teleported them, right? Like a time loop thing, send them into different futures. But it's actually quite different though. Like I said, in the comic book, there were actually more heroes. So it's like Thor happened. I have those Thor comics. It's actually one of the first comics I bought with Thor as a kid. Was actually used those comics of Thor being sent to another universe by himself, actually, after the Onslaught fight, yeah. So, because Thor wasn't sold as a kid. It's kind of fun, right? Because I'm from Sweden. But the Thor comic, mystery is called Journey to the Unknown, so it wasn't really sold that much, of course, because Thor's a very popular character, actually, back in the days, right? And so it took us a long time to get Thor comics. Even though we actually, we invented Thor, so to speak, right? But yeah, so I bought my first Thor comic, which actually was this storyline then, when he got Onslaught teleported into his own journey then for a few, like a year or so, like half a year, till he could course back eventually. So, yeah, in that one it's different. There's force involved, it's like, it's like reduced to sun and so on. I don't spoil too much here, but I'm guessing they're doing that storyline now then, right? Yeah, this felt like a pocket version of that, right? Instead of having, like I said, half the Avengers being also time traveling, they just kind of only did the X-Men instead. So they're doing some kind of version of that, right, with Onslaught, I guess, the aftermath here. But again, then clearly into the Apocalypse storyline, though, of course, then, right, which the original Onslaught teleport aftermath wasn't particularly just apocalyptic. It was like different kind of storylines. So it wasn't just Egypt. Like Thor last is a completely other universe. It was very different. So there's a bunch of different storylines. But anyway, what more happened before the end then? Phoenix returned. That was a little silly. I mean, I like the scene, but it also kind of like, okay, Jean Grey just like summoned the Phoenix. Felt a little bit anime, honestly. She's just like, oh, I'm about to die here. I'm doing QB! Yeah, it was a little bit like, I'm summoning my inner demon to save my son, right? And sure. But as we all know, usually the Phoenix makes her evil eventually and wants to kill everyone. And the Phoenix has seen the Phoenix in the comic books is basically like entity, right? It's more like a godlike force in space that wants to destroy planets eventually, like it does in the comic books then. So it kills a lot of people. Yeah, the Phoenix basically flies around destroying planets in the comic books, in more than one story. But it is a huge story in comic books with the Phoenix. Basically, it's this like giant, giant psyche firebird thing without a host, and he just kind of flies around each planet basically in the comic books for a long time. Yeah, into the Phoenix 5 storyline. So it's like it's very strange. But honestly, it is much. I guess the Phoenix is more evil the further the storyline is with it. Yeah. But at the same time, maybe it isn't evil. I don't know. Honestly, it does feel like it's pure evil because Galacticus, right? He eats planets, but Galacticus, of course, has to eat planets to survive. And then they have this like other thing with the annihilation, and there's some weird space mumbo jumbo backstory on that. But basically, he eats planets, and it's a kind of circle of life, right? And he has to consume the energy of the planet and whatever, right? But Phoenix doesn't really like consume planets. It just kind of flies around and kills everyone. Yeah, he just destroys them. The Phoenix has like no purpose. He's just like, oh, I just want to destroy planets. He doesn't really have to do it. He just does it because he like enjoys it. But at the same time, in some of the storylines, the Phoenix is presented as just being like Galacticus, like a pure energy thing. It has to do it. Like it has no intelligence. It just destroys because it's living fire or something. Like it just has like an endless drive to destroy stuff without having any control over it. But either way, I mean, point of course is that Jean Grey will probably in this next arc then have problem with the Phoenix again, right? Summoning the Phoenix will probably make her turn evil, as always, right? That's my main point, I guess. That basically always happens here. Every time someone summons the Phoenix, they turn evil. The only time it didn't happen is Hope, of course, in the Hope and Cable storyline. When Hope manages, she started having Phoenix powers in when she's time traveling with Cable. Then I think it's like in the middle of that story, maybe like book 12, 13 or so. She started, she can control the fire as like a camp and so on, and her eyes turn into the Phoenix eyes and so on, right? And so on, she started having Phoenix powers and etc. And yeah, that never changed her at all. But of course, Hope is like this ultimate mutant that can use every power, and she's a daughter of Cable if you're in the comic book. So not a big spoiler, honestly, because she's like a very, very, very far character in the future. But she's basically this weird character if you have the comic books. They can use. She's like Rogue, honestly. She's like a better Rogue. That's a better way to look at Hope. Yeah, she's like Rogue deluxe. So when Rogue, of course, can touch anyone, right, and use their powers for a while, Hope instead can kind of like, if she's close to mutants, she can like cope with their powers, all of them for that matter, on the same time, as long as she's close to them. So she can use everyone's powers. So she can use like the Jean Grey's Phoenix powers, right, being close to Jean Grey, without turning evil then, and so on, right. So she's like a weird mutant power. But it honestly, Hope is just like a better Rogue, yeah, straight up. Her powers are like Omega Rogue, right? Because there's no drawback to it. She can't touch someone normally, right? She can rogue you, it hurt you, right? But not Hope then. And I think though, I guess the only drawback, honestly, the only drawback for Hope though, to be fair, is actually as we saw in this note that Rogue can still absorb normal humans, yeah. Because in the beginning of this season, right, we had Rogue copying a doctor's powers, right, or being a medical expert, right, which makes sense, right? She can copy someone's memory and all that stuff, right? But I think that Hope can't do that. So honestly, that's her only difference with the Rogue, I guess, in a weakness sense that she cannot like copy normal humans. She can copy every mutant, right, but she cannot, just take like a human skills. So she wouldn't be able to copy a doctor's medical skills at all, right? So in that way, Rogue is better. Yeah, Rogue is better against I guess, mutants. And also for that matter, I've talked about that before actually. I know the video spawns off now, but on a side note, I don't think Hope can copy non-mutants. Like Spider-Man isn't a mutant, right? He's a human given powers by blah blah. So she can't like copy Spider-Man, but Rogue can if she touches Spider-Man. Yeah, so that actually is different. Think about it. But in most cases though, Hope is like a better Rogue. She just like can have all the mutant powers without touching them immediately. What more happened? We saw Bastion storyline a little bit. It was a little silly. They tried to convince him that he was not evil or something. But I do think it's interesting in like some kind of alternative universe. What would happen if Bastion just was raised at the at the school, because he's still a sentinel, right? He's like programmed to be evil basically and kill them all. On the same time, he has his own personality, own memories. So if he was like a good person, would he maybe just not care about it? Maybe he just wouldn't follow it. But honestly, I don't think it would work to raise Bastion, because Bastion isn't like a normal, evil mutant, right? In some argument, he's a mutant, but he's more like a human that, similar to Spider-Man, has been, changed, right? With technology. So Spider-Man again was changed by beyond, radioactive Spider-Man got powers of Spider, right? But he's more like super weird AI tech made him into a cyborg. So he's not really like a mutant per se, even though they argue he has like mutant like kind of feels to it. But I wouldn't say that Bastion is a mutant anyway. He's not he's a mutator if anything, but not really. I think it's just this weird vibe that Charles had, or he can sense him because he got a kind of weird like AI, like mind reading or something. So it's probably like a weird hitch to it. But honestly, yeah, I don't think that backstory. I mean, I don't think the writing is bad or anything, but I just mean like a few times in the episode, the fact that they argue that if he only was raised by Xavier, he would be a nice person, right? Yeah, honestly, I don't buy that, because, like I said, he isn't a mutant. He actually is an AI, right? He's a half human, half robot kind of thing, cyborg, right? And this cyber bits has its own personality. That's the difference here, right? You can be a cyber, of course, Like you can have a mechanical arm or whatever, right? And the arm just follows your instruction. Like your brain is like, okay, I control the boss, right? You can have that, but Bastion's case is more like the arm has its own sentient, conscious thing, right? So no, I don't think it would work. It doesn't make any sense because the AI Bastion still wants to kill off mutants no matter what, and you can't convince it to change its behavior because it's a code, right? So no, I don't buy the whole like, oh, if you only taught him as a kid or whatever. Nah, that's just silly. What do you guys think about that? But also I feel that wouldn't work, man. Perhaps he could overcome it, but again, his AI coding would just be like, I have a, it's like Terminator. This is my goal to destroy all of you, right? You can't really reason with it, so to speak. No, you can't really reason with it like that, basic, like, this is my goal in my time traveling to destroy you, right? Not really. I mean, honestly, it would be like Terminator 2, right, It's in Terminator 2, right? Obviously, Arnold Schwarzenegger's character, his T-1000, right? His Terminator has been recoded, right? Reprogrammed by Connor in the future to save him in the past, right? So that's actually probably the only, well, yeah, honestly, the only way to save Bastion and make him a good person would just be actually to rewrite the code, right? I mean, the much more logical saver for him would be if like Beast saw the smart guy, right? Hank Pym, whatever, would go into his like AI stuff. He has this like cybernetic AI thing in his brain, right? Go into that, rewrite that code, and tell it to just help people and be a nice person, right? That actually would probably be the only real fix for Bastion. He has to actually change his programming, right? Literally his programming, yeah. Because he isn't actually a human. He's half human, half computer, right? You have to rewrite the computer. And not the same thing as having Cable. Cable has techno-organic virus in the future. That doesn't actually alter his personality, right? It makes him turn into like a techno-organic virus. Basically transforms your flesh into metal, right? Kind of like in World of Warcraft, this flesh curse. So it makes your body change, right? And that's why Cable has control of his powers. There's a lot of backstory that comes with whatever, but basically, it transforms your body into metal, right? And you join this whole the Warlock thing, and they have these techno-organic aliens and so on, right? But again, it doesn't necessarily alter your personality. Actually, it just makes you into that metal, and so on. I'm not supposed to call him here, but yeah, it's a little bit like that, right? So no, I don't know. I don't think Bastion will be saved by Charles. Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I guess technically speaking, right? What would happen is probably that Charles would raise him, understand he isn't an actual mutant like a cyborg, and then he probably would talk to someone else that can fix that then. That's probably more likely true that Charles probably would take him to some AI expert, right? And then they would maybe fix his life in that sense. So that would be much more likely that someone would like be able to, go in and rewrite his like AI as a kid, right? Probably after Charles understands that's definitely to do, right? Probably, honestly, probably. I suppose. But anyway, what do you guys think? Comment below. If the video gets subscribed, like button. I'm excited, of course, for next season. I also hope that we have, obviously, I hope for Spider-Man. I think it was very, very interesting, right? Seeing that Spider-Man scene, seeing that Spider-Man, with Mary Jane probably being reborn, kind of thing, and the real Mary Jane, or the cloned Mary Jane, I guess, and so on, right? It was a very, very interesting cameo. Super important, honestly, I would say. Not as a Spider-Man fan, but again, because it kind of continues on. Did he save her? And arguably, if it's canon, then it confirms she saved us all, right? So that's really nice. That's a really nice touch to it. Remind a little bit of, like, for example, in one of the Justice League shows, the old one, Justice League Task, then they had them going back. No, they went to the future into Batman Beyond, right? Batman Beyond takes place in this alternative future, right? Batman Sun and so on. But it was never finished, so they made an episode of Justice League going into the future, landing in Batman Beyond. Then they used that episode to basically fix those plot holes that they left in Batman Beyond. That was a really nice touch to it, yeah. Something like that's like only one episode in an older show that we made. They can kind of like explain that show. Yeah, it's like obviously they probably had the same writers and so on. I don't remember exactly, but very likely that they have the same writers, right, working on both shows or whatever. So they were like, yeah, let's fix that issue we made over there. Then if you have time traveling here, so that's nice. But anyway, so you guys have a great day.